Washington Wizards.
Come on, man.
Over. Duh.
They might beat the record.
It's the Wizards, bro.
They're gonna be over. They're gonna be over in Cancun for these. That's where they're gonna be at. You're damn crazy if you think Washington.
Wizards. All right.
Yo, you don't believe in Bilal Coulibaly?
Who? I ain't never heard of him. Tell him keep banging, boy.
Buddy, that's crazy.
Some would argue, though, a good argument for another day, but some would argue, would it make the players play a little bit harder?
It would. It also make them kill each other out there.
Yeah.
They should pay the majority of the taxes of the rest of the guys that made the playoffs.
Yo, that's crazy. That's a crazy punishment. Not only did I get my ass kicked all year, but I got to give you my buddy. That's crazy.
Chris Middleton,
Veteran at the end of his career. He's on the other end of that hump.
Yep.
He's on the other end of that. And then nobody could take me. Zion's not taking Ozempic. I don't care what you say.
Let's get straight into it. Welcome, everybody. Sport and culture.
What's the word, Big Bird?
Ain't much, can't call it.
Not there, not dollar.
75 cents after taxes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got a guest here today, man.
Yeah, we do. We are here live right now.
Yes, sir.
Sport and culture, where we have basically basketball meets raw and unethical conversations. Oh, wait, nope.
Yo, I was about to say.
Basketball meets raw and unfiltered conversations. But I would kind of just dive into it. Obviously, in the offseason, we had a lot of changes that came into play. A lot of coach changes, a lot of player changes around the league. So we do have, and before I forget, we have our guest here, Armani. And then we have Jeremy. Obviously, you got me, Will. And starting things off in the season, I mean, which coach do you think Jeremy will have the most impact on their team this year? And questions going to both of y'all, bro. Right now, we'll get to you.
Yes, sir.
That's an amazing question to start it off. We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and lean on my favorite coach. And there's many reasons as to why, which I'm sure you'll ask me. But Steve Kerr.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Steve Kerr, what's making you lean on him?
Well, mainly because of the cohesiveness he already has. He has very good chemistry with that team. He's been with that team for so long. Most of the players on that team he's helped develop to the superstar that they are now. Personally, I've been in that position before where chemistry matters. So I think Steve Kerr is #1 coach for that fact.
Okay. I mean, some can kind of argue with Steve Kerr. Some have argued that he's not really a legendary coach. Some would say. I've heard someone say that he's, not necessarily.
Well, how many rings does it take
legendary
to be legendary?
Coach? Yeah.
I mean, hey, I'm just speaking for what I've seen of the fans.
I hear you.
If you ask me, Steve Kerr is a phenomenal coach, but that does beg the question: if Steve Kerr being the coach that he is it all because of Curry, KD? Do you think that he played a role in that, or do you think anyone could have played a role into making that team great?
I think having Steph Curry plays a role, but I think Steve Kerr is the glue to the team. I think when things get stirred up in the team, I don't think Steph Curry is the one that comes out to kind of like shut things down. I strongly believe I believe the Golden State Warriors do it for Steve Kerr. They don't do it for Steph Curry.
Okay.
And so with that fact, I think Steve Kerr has phenomenal leadership team to have, a group of 15 guys do what it takes, for your sake. There's a lot of great coaches out there. I'd love to see what Armani would have to say about that.
Yeah, question poses to you as well, Armani. I want to hear your opinion and your feedback. What do you think? Which coach do you think has the most impact on their team this season?
For me, the most impact, and a lot of people are going to expect this, but I'm going to go with Quinn Snyder from the Atlanta Hawks. Reason being is people forget how much of an offensive mastermind he is. If you look at Trae Young and how he's played with Quinn Snyder as the leader of the team, Trae Young obviously is always top in the assists, top in the points, and always is one of the best in terms of offensive production. People also forget when Quinn Snyder was on the Jazz and he had a rookie, Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell emerged as a superstar in this league under Quinn Snyder's, watch. And another factor I would say when it comes into that is the Hawks as a team actually picked up more talent They have Nikhil Alexander-Walker, who's a really good 3-and-D
I like that pickup.
role player. They also still got Trey Johnson. They still got Dyson Daniels, who was first team All NBA defense, if I'm not mistaken. You could fact check me on that. But yeah, then they still got Big O. They got Porzingis, which obviously, assuming health. Onyeka Okongwu.
Oh
Yeah. Onyeka Okongwu.
Okay.
And then they picked up Porzingis too, which if assuming health, which that's a big ask, that's a big if,
He's
but
a
assuming
cornerstone.
health,
Yeah.
that's a big factor
great
with the
pickup.
Hawks. So
I agree.
yeah, I would have to say Quinn Snyder this season for
What's
sure.
your what's your coach?
I mean, my coach right now, before this, I was kind of considering maybe possibly Mitch Johnson out of over in San Antonio Spurs, but you guys kind of brought up a good point when it came to like maybe that's going to be more so the players and his coaching. So my take is probably going to have to go with me, a Knicks fan, but I like Mike Brown, and not necessarily because I'm a Knicks fan, but I like Mike Brown for just the intensity he brings to the team. I think I peeped the video where he was playing with not playing, but he was coaching the Kings organization over in the West Side with the Sacramento Kings. And honestly, I like the enthusiasm they brought, the whole light the beam that they brought over there. It definitely brought the fans out. Fans were definitely excited coming to games. I mean, prior to honestly maybe De'Aaron Fox and maybe a couple of other names as well, Mike Brown really brought the fire to that team. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
Who was talking about the Sacramento Kings before this? I mean,
That's facts. And I like that pick too, Khalil, because the Kings under Mike Brown's watch was one of the best offenses in the
They
league.
gave
Like
Golden State a run for their money that year.
not only that, but I remember the regular season game when they played the Clippers. It was like 170 to 170 something. Like it was a crazy scoring output. So if I'm not mistaken, that game went to like 3 or 4 overtimes. So yeah, like in terms of pure offensive production under Mike Brown's watch, y'all remember he was the Golden State assistant at one point.
Yes. And
So
also at Cleveland as well.
yeah, exactly. So under his watch, I believe I would agree with you, Khalil. The Knicks offense is going to definitely be
I
top
feel like
tier.
that's gonna that is. I was telling Khalil on the last episode. I feel like that Mike Brown acquisition is what's gonna bring the Knicks over that hump.
Yep.
I think as a team they are fit. I mean, you couldn't grab a group of guys any better than what they have now.
Exactly.
You have chemistry. You have players that played together since college. You got bench players.
You have Jordan Clarkson out there.
You brought out a superstar, a qualified superstar with Cat. And I think that the one area of opportunity was coaching. Again, not that Tom was that bad of a coach. I just feel like
was Tom Thibodeau. His days was over. It's done. I mean, honestly, Tom Thibodeau. He was a great coach for the Knicks.
Yeah.
He
was a little outdated.
He played the players to the ground. We all know with Derrick Rose. He could have did it to Jalen Brunson, and he had other players that he had on top of that. So it just I think Tom Thibodeau, what he did, what he brought to the game was to the court and to the back room and everything. It was the locker room. It was amazing. Whatever we had 1 year over year, but Mike Brown's got to be the guy that's going to bring us to the next level. And
I agree.
Mike Brown.
I mean, those guys have back-to-back great seasons with Tom, and you keep everything the same, acquire some good bench players, and add a solid coach. That might be what brings them over that hump for sure.
Yeah.
And now you have an injured Indiana Pacers, you have an injured Celtics.
Yep. Who knows? Yeah, it's wide open.
In the Knicks' favor right there.
It's wide open.
Balls in all kinds of corners right now. I do
Pause.
like that. I do like that Atlanta Hawks pick with Quinn Snyder. That's interesting. I almost did forget that he was the coach when it came to Donovan Mitchell being on the Jazz, a team that he was actually drafted on. So I think I like that. And speaking a little bit of teams of like leadership, let's jump a little bit into like what we expect in the NBA season, the scoreboard we look like. We talked a little about the teams. Obviously, Atlanta, they got some switch ups going on. Other teams around the league, obviously, they got some switch ups going on. We're gonna talk about Anthony Davis going on to obviously to being on the Dallas with the big trade with Lucas. So we know that was happening as well. That's huge. But I kind of want to get your guys' input on. Who you guys thinking is going to be over 500 this season? Who's going to be under 500? I mean, with all the changes, East is looking crazy.
Yeah.
We don't know who's going to be. Some say the Knicks might be my favorite there, but some say the Celtics might still have a chance. I mean, Jason Tatum, I saw he potentially might be coming back. Don't know when, but he said he's not down and out. So who's to say they may not come in? Jaylen Brown may not come out of nowhere and essentially take that team to the level that they need to. Jason Tatum kind of comes in and helps out. You never know, but I'd like to see what you guys think.
Yeah,
Over
for
500,
sure, bro.
under 500. So
Let's see what you got.
I got the list here quickly to kind of run through it with the teams, but we got Boston Celtics. What we got?
I say over 500.
Over.
Okay, New York Nets, Brooklyn Nets.
Under 500.
Under.
Okay, the Philadelphia 76ers.
Over.
They're gonna be under 500. I believe we're not gonna get into why, but I strongly believe Embiid is gonna need a season.
I mean, we got a little bit of time.
I mean, they're also running four. They potentially are gonna be running 4 guards.
Jared McCain just got an injury too with UCL in his hand or something like that. So
Yeah.
McCain's going to be out to start the season. So that's not crazy. It's not crazy. But me personally, I like the rookie they just drafted, VJ Edgecombe. And I feel like they still got enough pieces this year at least to make it over the hump of 500.
They are considering on running 4 guards though.
And there's also that situation with Quentin Grimes as well.
Yeah.
So
With the contract situation, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the air.
Okay, all right.
I did some research on Quentin Grimes. Actually didn't know a lot of the contributions he had on.
Oh
many
yeah,
teams.
last year.
Yeah, he not only last year but just in general, he's a solid role player.
Detroit,
Yeah.
Dallas, even
New York.
New York.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can agree. All right, so moving on to the Raptors, what are you thinking, Jeremy? Over 500, under 500?
Under 500.
Under.
Okay.
Yeah.
Going to Chicago Bulls.
Under.
Under.
Okay.
Although they're making improvements. They're slowly getting better, but
we have
still
some
under.
injuries. We have some injuries there. When does Ball come back?
Ball's back.
Oh, he's back.
No, he's on Cleveland now. Lonzo?
Lonzo's on Cleveland.
Yeah, he's on Cleveland. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
they traded him.
Whoa,
Okay.
that's like-
Who was the pickup?
I forgot. I forgot who they traded him for, but I know Lonzo's in Cleveland now.
Okay. Well, either way, Bulls is still, in my opinion, under 500. They're developing right now.
Mhm.
Okay, Lonzo, it's kind of funny that you mentioned that he moved to Cleveland. What you guys think about Cleveland? That's next. Over 500, under 500?
Over 500.
Over.
Everyone's healthy.
Okay, everyone's healthy. So Cleveland, we're thinking going to go pretty far. We thinking the same kind of record as last season? Or
Roughly,
not
I
so
think so.
much?
I don't believe so. I mean, could Golden State have ran that back? I don't think so.
Okay.
So I don't think they're gonna be able to run that same record back.
Okay, and
Not the same record, but I think they're going to be around it.
definitely
Yeah.
contenders. Okay, and I got a little correction there for you. Not necessarily a correction, but yeah, Lonzo Ball looks like he was traded Cleveland for exchange for Isaac Okoro.
Isaac Okoro, yeah.
So
Okay.
that's what that one's at there. All right,
Yeah.
So Cleveland was saying over 500. Detroit Pistons, what are we looking at?
Over 500.
Over.
Okay, over 500. They might.
Solid team.
Thinking top 6.
Solid team.
Yeah. Detroit, yeah.
They could fight their way through, literally.
Mm-hmm.
All right, big one. Indiana Pacers.
I think they'll be over 500.
I agree. They'll be over 500.
They'll be over
But
500.
look out for Andrew Nimhart. That's my most improved player pick. So look out for him.
Okay.
You
Look
got
out for
heard
him.
it. Most improved. player.
Andrew Nimhart. I'm a big Andrew Nimhart guy, bro. So
Okay,
look out for
I saw
him.
his brother was out in the G League, if I'm not too mistaken.
Yeah.
Not G
No,
League,
Summer League. He got drafted to Dallas, I think. Yeah. So.
over the play with Cooper Flag.
Mm-hmm.
That's not too bad. All right.
Respect.
All right, then we got the Milwaukee Bucks. I've been kind of getting here before y'all give me. Y'all tell me. I've been saying and hearing some things that the Bucks got somewhat a chance. What y'all thinking?
Over 500, but barely.
Yeah.
Barely.
If I had to pick one of the two, I'd say over 500. But boy, is Kyle Kuzma gonna have to bust his ass.
What?
Boy, is he gonna have to bust his ass.
Kyle Kuzma, man.
Not Lonzo. Giannis. Giannis, man.
Giannis is gonna already do his thing.
Right.
I just feel like they're new. I know they picked up somebody else as well,
Yeah,
Miles Turner.
Miles Turner. So Miles Turner's gonna hoop as well. But I'd love to see what I get from the rest of the guys, man.
Right.
There's 15 guys on this roster from 13 to 15 guys. I'd like to see what the rest of the guys have.
Some people say Miles Turner kind of, was a traitor leaving with the Pacers, so that's interesting considering they're in the same division.
And they're rivals.
and
Yeah.
they're rivals. That's gonna be definitely interesting for sure. But all right, so let's go move over to the Hawks. We talk a little about that over or under.
Over.
Over.
Over it is. Charlotte Hornets got LaMelo out there. Is he balling?
Under.
Or
Under.
is still developing? I
Yeah.
guess. All right, no, Orlando Magic.
Over.
Over. Orlando fans.
We've developed. I mean, I'm not necessarily a fan, but Orlando Magic's have for sure developed.
Yeah.
Sounds like they're gonna be hitting that theme music. Orlando Magic.
Oh, nah.
Oh man.
They just picked up Desmond Bain, too. So
Hey,
that's a big
I heard
pickup.
some solid things about Desmond Bane. I mean, honestly, I kind of like him. He was a great ball handler as far as over at Memphis. He can shoot the ball.
Yeah, he's more so like a
Ugly
shooter
jump
guy.
shot.
Yeah.
Definitely shoot the ball.
Ugly jump shot.
I'm very curious to see how they play him in the Orlando Magic. Like if he's gonna be a point guard, potentially a shooting guard.
Nah, he'll probably be a 2.
A 2?
Jalen Suggs probably going to start at the point.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go over like that. All
Mhm.
right. Washington Wizards
Come on, man.
Over. Duh.
over.
Duh.
They might beat the record.
It's the Wizards, bro.
They're gonna be
Worst,
over. They're
record
gonna
again.
they're gonna be over in Cancun for these. That's where they're gonna be at. You damn crazy
So
if
we
you
calling
think Washington.
Cancun the Wizards. All right.
Yo, you don't believe in Bilal Coulibaly?
Who? I ain't never heard of him. Tell him keep banging, boy.
They got Alex Sarr.
I've heard of him, but come on, dude.
7
Come on.
footer.
Chris Middleton?
Chris Middleton.
Come on.
Veteran.
Yeah.
Veteran.
Veteran at the end of his career. He's on the other end of that hump. He's on the other end of that
Yeah,
hump.
I'm trolling under.
Under for sure. All right. We got Denver Nuggets. Talk a little bit. Got a little bit of sneak peek about that, but I want to hear a little bit what y'all think about
Is
that.
Jokic alive?
Yeah, right? Yeah.
I think he might be racing some horses.
Yeah.
He might be.
But is he still breathing?
Yeah, right.
Okay. So he's gonna. So that's and he's still going. He's still willing to take a flight to the U.S. to play
Right. Yeah.
NBA.
As far as I know, I don't believe he's heard about the MVP with the SGA, but I think he's good.
Okay. So as long as that man is breathing, yes,
Yes.
Denver's gonna be over.
Over 500.
Agreed.
Now we're gonna take it over to Ant-Man and the Wolves. What we got? Over under.
Over.
Over.
Over it is.
Come on. They just picked back up Julius Randle,
Randle,
Nas Reed. Those are some solid pickups. They did a phenomenal job last year in the playoffs. If they could repeat that, then we in the ballgame.
Yup.
It's really looking good. And then we're gonna go a little bit back into the West again. Obviously, we got OKC, previous champions from last season. Over.
Over.
Or under?
Over.
Not even a question. All right. And then we got something a little interesting. You know, it doesn't really happen too often, but Portland Trailblazers, they got some changes made. Obviously, DeAndre ain't no longer on the team, but they did pick up, a veteran, and I could say, returning home.
Yeah.
Back home.
Damian Lillard.
Yeah, but
Over or under?
they brought a half Damian Lillard, so
Yeah.
that's going under.
Yeah, that's under for sure. And Scoot Henderson just got hurt too.
I mean, he great player. If he has to play hurt, he could give you like
I
15.
saw some videos of him popping up a couple of shots.
Yeah,
he's a
not playing this
natural.
year.
He's a natural.
He not playing this year.
He's a natural. He's a natural. It's a lot different. It's a lot different
So
when
not
it's
playing.
not Dame time for the Blazers.
Nah.
no, it's a lot different when you have LeBron James coming off a screen to guard you, and you gotta like do something. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, LeBron's not a great defender, really.
But it's just anybody, anybody big. You're right. But it's just
I see what you're saying,
I
though.
meant like just anybody big, strong, coming off of a screen to help defend you. You get double team
Yeah.
hurt. He's not. I mean, it's
Honestly,
obvious.
I doubt Dame plays this year. I feel like he's going to take this year off, rehab, play one more, and retire.
If he give us one more, man.
Because I think he signed a 2-year deal, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
It's a 2-year deal. I mean, there is a lot. We could say a lot of. I mean, if he does come back, I'm seeing a lot of players happen to have a miraculous recovery time. It seems like I don't know what they got in the water, but I mean, yeah, Damian Lillard, he's out. We gotta consider that. But if he was back,
And he got hurt in the playoffs. You got to think, too. It's not like he got hurt earlier in the year. Like, he got hurt in the
And
playoffs.
it's sad to see that you guys are talking about Damian Lillard having 2 years left in his career.
Yeah.
Dame time is it up?
I can't let it be up that
Question
fast.
for another day. Question for another day. But we're gonna move on to a team that we don't really talk much about besides just recently with Donovan Mitchell coming off that team. The Utah Jazz. How y'all feeling? Over?
Under for sure.
Way
yeah.
under.
Over? It is.
Under.
All right. And we're gonna go over to Clippers. LA Clippers got a new stadium last year. It was an inaugural season for the stadium. Got a chance to take a look at it. Very, very nice. So how y'all feeling? Over?
Over.
Over.
For sure.
All right.
For
And
sure.
how about the other team over in LA? We got Los Angeles Lakers.
Over.
You got Luka. Luka's gonna come back for a full season.
Mhm.
They should be able to have good
Skinny
chemistry.
Luka.
Skinny.
Yeah.
It's scary. It actually looks
Yeah.
pretty scary.
Uh-huh. If y'all see him over in Europe, he's out there busting people's ass. So
Yeah, for sure. He's definitely. I
He'll
think
be
he's
back.
Taking it personal. Obviously.
Yep.
I don't know.
Getting traded like
And
that.
then nobody could take me. Zion's not taking Ozempic. I don't care what you
We're
say.
not there yet. Hey,
I know, man.
we're not there yet. All
Yeah.
right, hold up.
Yeah.
All right. So we got the Phoenix Suns. We got over or under?
Under.
For sure.
Under. Not enough guards, huh?
Not enough. Not enough players. Not enough players.
Not enough talent in general.
Their coaching staff is stacked though. They can't hire not one more.
All right, so we thinking a trip to Cancun.
Yeah, they'll be in Cancun.
They'll be in Cancun.
They'll be in Cancun. Which actually, we should stop rewarding these teams that don't even make the playoffs with Cancun trips.
What do you mean? 82 games?
They get paid for that. They get paid pretty hefty.
Yeah, and they gonna use that pay to go to Cancun. That's what they do, bro.
They should pay the majority of the taxes of the rest of the guys that made the playoffs.
Yo, that's crazy. That's a crazy punishment. Not only did I get my ass kicked all year, but I gotta give you my money. That's crazy.
Some would argue, though, a good argument for another day, but some would argue, would it make the players play a little bit harder?
It would. It also make them kill each other out there.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna be bringing back the 90s feel for sure. I might see a couple of elbows here and then maybe knees.
Yeah.
And ejections and fines.
And then we're gonna go over. We talked a little bit about previously the coaches they had over there, the Sacramento Kings. What are y'all thinking? Over, under? A lot changes over there.
They're in a
Under.
competitive West. Yeah, they're going under.
Mm-hmm. Under for sure.
All right. And now we're gonna talk a little bit about hot topic from off of the draft. Obviously, Cooper Flag and the Dallas Mavericks.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Davis obviously had a little bit of an injury. Haven't heard much about if he's gonna be returning, like when, if it's gonna be beginning of season, middle season. Obviously, Kyrie Irving, ACL injury again. Saw him in video recently, looking like he might be coming back. We're not too sure. What are y'all thinking? Over, under?
Over on Dallas for sure. I mean, you didn't mention Klay Thompson.
I'm so sorry.
You didn't mention they got a lot of picks there. Cooper Flag is gonna have to go in and fit into a team like that. They also picked you mentioned D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah, they did pick up D'Lo. Yeah.
They picked up D'Lo, sharpshooter. Actually, I mean,
Sharps. Yeah,
inconsistent, but he's a hooper, and that boy can shoot the ball, boy. In LA, anywhere you put him at, he's put that ball in that hoop post.
Minus the Nets. I mean, the Nets. I guess he.
I don't think anybody shined in the Nets, bro.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not as high.
No, I'm talking about after. I'm talking about after I went to Brooklyn. I don't think anybody shined there.
Oh yeah.
Nah.
Get to Brooklyn, yeah. I don't.
KD flung, James flung.
And
necessarily flung. They was just hurt. They was hurt.
Well, there's a curse over there going on. We got to
just like the Clippers.
Hey, that curse can stay its ass over in Brooklyn because we don't want that shit. All right.
Well, I will say about Dallas though, I think they're barely going to be over, which is a hot take, but I'm not as big on Dallas as most people. Reason being is injuries. Kyrie is going to be out. If he comes back, it's going to be most of the year. AD, not consistent, not reliable in terms of injury. Still great, still a superstar, but we don't know what's going to happen with him. Klay, let's be honest, he's washed. He's not.
Don't you can't say that about the
Klay
second best shooter in the NBA.
He's not the second best shooter now.
He is the second best shooter in the NBA.
Not now. Not anymore.
So then you can't. Are you not saying Steph Curry's not the first, the best shooter in the league?
He still is because he's still shooting at the peak that he was shooting at in his prime. Klay's not. And people forget, Klay was one of the best defenders in his prime. Klay was actually the one guarding Kyrie.
He guards LeBron.
Nah, he was guarding Kyrie. He was guarding Westbrook. Like when they played like those superstar guards, it was Klay because obviously Steph can't guard them.
I agree.
Klay now is not that same defender, and it's not his fault. I mean, he's dealt with 2 career-ending injuries.
I'd love to see what people think about that. I'd love to see what people think about it. That's going to be controversial. You're going to get some heat for that.
Nah, I don't think so. Klay's washed, and I think it's obvious. If you watch Klay, I think it's obvious.
On the last episode, we did talk about a little bit about Klay being in his new relationship. We already.
That might help him play better.
Oh,
he gonna play better. We all gonna be better. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
let us know what y'all think about.
But yeah, I think they're barely going to be over 500, but they will be over.
Players wash. Wow, we got some shots thrown and potentially, possibly Cancun. We think. Okay.
Possibly
Cancun. To another team over in not in Dallas. I'm sorry, over in Texas. We got the Houston Rockets. Obviously, we all know Houston Rockets is a fairly hot team. I'm just acquiring over Kevin Durant. Obviously, lethal scorer, mid-range, 3-point shooter. Shooting over 55% at field goal percentage.
Yes, sir.
I mean, the man is an animal. He's a scorer. We all know he can do. But what can he do with the Rockets? We're going over or we're going under?
We're going over.
We're going over.
Sure.
KD anywhere he goes, you could put him in a street wreck. You could put him in a subway. He's putting the ball in the hoop, bro.
Except Phoenix.
He's still average. He still did his job, and that's his whole point.
Far, though, there's a question. He didn't take the Suns.
So I don't think KD is the guy to say get on. I'm going to take you guys somewhere. I think he's the type to complement the team.
Right.
And I think
I agree.
we saw what Houston did last year. I think he's going to be a good complement to that team. They'll be over 500.
Some can argue, and correct me if I'm wrong. Earlier I had said Dylan Brooks was still on that team. Obviously, he's actually on the Suns now, but they're lacking Dylan the villain. They don't have that defense. Who do you think is going to bring that defense?
Amin Thompson. Yeah.
Those guys are all young. They're all hustlers. Remind me a little bit of OKC with now a veteran Kevin Durant. It's going to be a scary sight. I mean, they're not as good as OKC, of course, with Shea and the rest of the team, but it's a scary sight.
Chet Holmgren over there. You got obviously you mentioned SGA, and you got the Jalen's obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of talent over there, but yeah, like you said. But let's not forget. I think I didn't mention it, but Fred VanVleet.
Yeah, they're still going to be over 500 though.
Yeah, but he's injured, so
Really?
Yeah.
Over 500.
For
the Rockets.
Yes. Are they gonna be top 3 in the West? No.
Right. I would agree with that.
I can agree on that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then we're gonna go over to another team over in Texas again. Obviously, they got previous #1 pick out of the 2023 draft, I believe. Yes.
Yeah.
2023 draft. We got Victor Wembanyama. Some call him the alien essentially now. Had a crazy tour over the offseason with the Monks, so what do you think he's doing?
He already didn't talk much, so this is crazy.
Yeah, that boy getting his mind right, man. He getting his mind right.
Is he getting his mind right to go on potentially a little run with them?
Yeah.
He's over 500.
Over 500.
Over 500.
I
I think this could potentially be their competing year, and where we finally see Wemby kind of shine a little bit.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Okay. All right.
However, I do think the whole guards thing, I think they have a little bit too many guards, but all in all, they will get better. They will improve. They still have talent, so for sure, over 500.
They're also very tall. They got Wemby. What's their other pickup that they got?
Luke Cornett, the backup big.
What was it? Didn't they get the best 6 man of the year? Pat.
Best six. No, that's best 6 man of the year.
Last year.
Last year.
Yeah.
Who was 6 man last year? I can't remember.
The award was given to
Peyton Pritchard. Wasn't it Peyton Pritchard?
Yes, it was. It was Peyton Pritchard.
It was Peyton Pritchard. Yeah.
I thought we were talking about somebody else.
They did pick up somebody. They remember if we looked them up on last podcast, they did have a lot of big mans on that team.
Yeah, they do have a lot. I mean, honestly, when you got,
I think they got like
that's big. That's enough. That's the big man.
Yeah.
Let's just call it what it is. But all right, so we're saying over 500. All right, I like that. And then we got the Memphis Grizzlies. Tons of changes there. Coaching changes there. John Moran, obviously, with his gunplay talk, obviously. I mean, a lot of things going on. Dylan Brooks previously on that team as well. Desmond Bane no longer on the team. I mean, endless amount of changes. What are you thinking about that?
That's under. Yeah,
you
for
guys
sure.
see Memphis ever making it back to the playoffs?
They will. John Moran got to get back and get things in order, get the ship in order.
Okay. What's it going to take with John Moran? I'm just curious about that, actually.
It's just a little bit of focus.
I don't even know if Jaw's the franchise leader.
Really?
Honestly, I know he is right now, but I don't know if Memphis sees him as that going forward.
I'll tell you what, they'll have to trade him. With his attitude, you'll have to trade him if you...
think he won over in...
If I'm Memphis, I'm trading him now while his value is high.
Yeah, you definitely have to trade him before you think you'd be able to fit a franchise player into that team.
That is actually interesting. I mean,
John Moran will fight his way through there. You're not gonna put a franchise player.
Where do you put a John Moran? Honestly,
any team will pick him up.
Yeah, I mean, any team will pick him up.
I don't know if any
where would he fit? Like, where is he gonna do the most damage? Because he's probably not gonna shoot three pointers, but he'll get to the paint obviously. But defense, I mean, it's really hit or miss with John Moran, so you got to put that in consideration. Where would you put a John Moran, an explosive John Moran at that, and a John Moran that's got an attitude, a John Moran that on and off the court can be, in the media, off the media, a little bit of a.
He's young. We paid him a lot. He's young. He'll be fine when he He'll be fine when he develops. He's going through media training. The hardest thing to be is a superstar the way he is. And I think we could all agree John Moran is a superstar.
Nah, I can't agree on that. I can't.
I'm
Yeah,
telling you right now,
he's a
and
star.
I feel strongly on this. John Moran as a superstar, I just don't see it. Can he score? He can score the ball. Can he explode? Absolutely. He can get a couple of mid ranges, maybe. But I just don't know. A superstar is a stretch.
Yeah, superstar's a stretch.
That's a stretch for me.
Superstar, I think there's only like, in my opinion, there's like 7, 8 players who I would consider superstars. Yeah, he's a facilitator. Okay. Yeah, he can pass. He has high basketball IQ. But superstar, that's stretch. That's a stretch.
You here to remind us something?
No, it's we'll take that take for a different day. That's actually a different take.
No problem.
That's your opinion. That's your opinion.
Yeah.
I have my take on that.
Well,
okay.
All right. So we got another topic about this team as well. That's another topic for later this part.
Mm-hmm.
But New Orleans Pelicans over or under?
Under.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We did, like I said, this guy looks like an alien.
Zion?
Yeah,
Zion?
Yeah, Zion Williamson has.
Got another one with a lot of drama there. You think he's gonna get another tattoo in the offseason?
I don't know, man. I think now the concern is, can somebody feed him? Like
feed him? Why do we need to feed him?
Nah, don't feed him,
bro. He looks lanky now, bro. Like I mean, we'll see where he goes.
He's a goatee. That goatee is crazy.
Hey, it's funny. Everyone has a transition going into the.
He looks younger than he came in,
and I feel like his change year over year is always something. Whether it's the weight loss,
weight gain,
or beard, there's always something new with Zion. But that's for later. Later on. I wanted to save these for a kind of later at the end of this. But how you feeling about the Warriors? Over or under?
Over. For sure. You got veterans and you got chemistry, like I mentioned. Okay. You got coaching, and you even down to the athletic trainers.
Okay.
You know, these guys are the best of the best. Okay. I've been there.
I say over. Of course, they still got Steph. Let's be honest. They got Jimmy, who, as a Heat fan, it hurts that he's gone. But they got Jimmy. They got Draymond. Like you said, they got the veterans. However, the current front office, in my opinion, is inept. They've made so many mistakes these past few years.
Whoa!
So
wait, we got.
So
what's this inept? He says.
Yeah, since Bob Myers left, that front office is completely inept. Look at this Kuminga situation. Let's be honest, it's been mismanaged throughout the entire thing. But they'll still be over. They'll be over.
And you mentioned a little bit. Heart hurts a little bit. You mentioned a little bit about Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, him being gone.
Some argue, one of the greatest players that the Heat has brought.
Oh, for sure.
You thinking that the Heat over or under? I know this one hurts.
Over, but barely.
Okay.
Over, but barely.
It's a chance. Take a shot, champ. He said that play was washed.
He is. The front office is inept.
This is objectively speaking, disregarding all the negative comments that he said about such a Hall of Fame player like Klay Thompson. I feel like the Heat is going to be under this season. Respectfully.
Nah, I feel okay.
And then
that's cool. Cool.
I mean, you got Andrew Wiggins, you got a couple Adams, you got Adebayo, but Tyler Hero is your all-star player right now.
He's not our best player.
Okay, but he's one of them.
Bam is our best player.
He's hurt right now.
And that's why I say barely over, is because Tyler Hero's hurt. We don't have a point guard, so no. But we did pick up Norman Powell, who last year was one of the better scorers in the league. So I think that's going to help keep us afloat until Tyler Hero comes back.
That's why you were a big fan of Norman Powell when we started this pod. Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Norman Powell's that dude. He averaged 24 last year.
He's good.
He's a little close to home for me. Me being obviously of Jamaican descent, he's obviously of Jamaican descent as well. I saw what he did with the Jamaican team. He was balling out. Mm-hmm. He can get you, I believe we looked this up, over 21 points he averaged when he was with the Clippers, if I'm not mistaken.
Last year?
Last season.
Okay.
And what was I believe I don't know if it was a starter or no, it wasn't off the bench, but be that as it may, he's a scorer. He can definitely
Yeah,
do some
he'll get
things.
buckets.
But I don't know, man. No Tyler Hero, who's a real point guard over there. You got Bam. Is he a power forward? Is he a center? You got Khalil Ware. JJJ's out there. There's just so many uncertainties. I didn't vote. I'm not gonna vote. I'm gonna let y'all decide.
It's cool. It's cool. Say what you gotta say,
I
bro.
didn't really vote this time, so we'll say that with you
I
guys.
feel you.
That's fine. But he's got some solid points. I'm curious.
We'll
to see how it plays out. And then I'm gonna save not the best for last, but obviously I hope for a lot of things. But the Knicks, how you feel?
Over 500.
Yeah, over for sure.
Over 500, baby. That's right.
This could be their year in the East, man. If they play their cards right.
That's right. Knicks looking good. And I'm curious. I mean, no bias aside from it. What do you guys think? I mean, why? I mean, they got a new coach, and a lot of people argue, new coach, got to implement a new system into there. So, could there be some type of pushback? I mean, there was a little bit of pushback.
No, I don't know if the system. I don't know if the system is going
A
to
little
change
bit.
that much. I think again, the coach is going to come in and complement their game.
Yeah.
A great coach would come in and be like, "Hey guys, I'm not here to change what you guys are doing.
Okay.
I'm here to make you guys, help you guys get a little better." Okay. And he's going to complement it. Jalen Brunson's going to get to do what he wants to do.
Okay.
You're going to have Cat complaining as much as he wants to. And the rest of the team are going to be Josh Hart's. They're going to be the heart of the team, no pun intended. Everything's going to, run smoothly. OG's going to do his thing.
And again, a little bias. Obviously, I love the team, one of my favorite teams there. But you mentioned earlier about the front office. Do you think that's going to play a role at all into this?
With New York?
With New York, yeah. I mean, the ownership itself, a lot of fans have argued the ownership there is not maybe the greatest. You think that's going to play?
Yeah, but I think Leon Rose, ever since he's joined New York as a GM, he's actually been doing a good job. And he's done some things that in the moment I would disagree with, but in the long term, it actually ended up playing out well for the Knicks. So, yeah, I know James Dolan, if you let James Dolan mess something up, he will mess it up. However, Leon Rose has definitely had most of the control since he's been there. And I would say since he's been there, New York's been moving up. So y'all be all right.
New coach, new rhythm, New York, and hopefully.
People forget, under Mike Brown, De'Aaron Fox had his best years.
That's what I said that. Yeah.
Jalen Brunson, he might end up, let's see what happens. We never know.
If he can get me over averaging 30, I am okay with that.
Yes, sir.
No problem whatsoever. But now that we have some of the season vibe, let's talk a little about individual debate. We touched briefly about Nikola Jokic over there with the Denver Nuggets and what he does as far as the impact that he brings to the game. Obviously, 3-time MVP. But, this kind of popped up a question earlier. He's such a great player, MVP-wise, considering he's had multiple MVP awards, scoring, playmaking, dominance, and Tim Duncan's defensive accolades and consistent excellence. Has Jokic surpassed Duncan's legacy and individual career achievements overall? Basketball greatness, and I'm not comparing necessarily, championships. Obviously, Tim Duncan 5, and then you obviously Jokic only just having one acquiring recently. So, do you think the individual accolades itself? Do you think that Jokic has surpassed a Tim Duncan in that type of career?
I don't think that he's been able to get all of the achievements and been able to reach the levels that Tim Duncan has been able to reach ultimately in his career. I'm not going to argue that Jokic is obviously one of the best big men to ever touch the court. But when it comes to achievement-wise and whether or not he has surpassed a Tim Duncan, no, not yet. I don't know how many years he got left. I hope he stays healthy, but no, absolutely not. Tim Duncan's a legend. And regardless if Jokic had to grab the clipboard and do plays himself, that's just the cards he was dealt with. And Tim Duncan did the best with his cards, in my opinion.
So you're telling me Nikola Jokic, 3-time MVP. How close is he in ball? He's not close, or is he? How close are you thinking? Because I mean, I got the stats pulled up here. You got NBA Finals MVP, and All NBA first time 5 times.
And this is without championships we're talking about.
Without championships, and some would argue too, he could have had that 4th MVP. So I mean,
Tim Duncan is an iconic player. He changed the game in a different way at the time. Like you guys got to take into consideration Tim Duncan. I mean, again, Jokic is a way better shooter than Tim Duncan, if if that's ever in question. But as a big man, as that particular role is involved, we saw Tim Duncan. If there was no Tim Duncan, there would be no Jokic.
Really?
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say. I agree. As of right now, it is Tim Duncan. But I think if you consider peak for peak, they're about even. But the reason why I would say Tim Duncan, like you said, G, is the longevity. Tim Duncan just did it for so long that Jokic still has a few more years to get to that level. But if we're just going peak for peak, they're on par with each other.
And I also like take a lot into consideration, like at the era where Tim Duncan was at, and then the era where Jokic is quite frankly unstoppable. Whereas if you just not put Jokic back, because I hate when people bring people into a different era, but give me a Shaq. Like Jokic is not gonna have the advantage in the paint that he has right now.
Okay.
So like when the Lakers played the Spurs and it was head to head for the Western Conference to get into the Western Conference Finals, or like it was a lot harder than a Jokic now who may play a Golden State who, yeah, they're gonna shoot the shit out of the ball, but who's gonna guard him?
But I think you could say that on the other end too. Obviously, Jokic couldn't do nothing with Shaq, but Shaq can't do nothing with Jokic.
I feel like he would have hurt him
on the perimeter. Shaq can't guard no one on the perimeter, and that's where Jokic. That's where his bag is on the perimeter. Jokic is.
I mean, I'm tapping a little bit with that though. Jokic, I mean, as many times as he has taken the three, he's not necessarily a 3-point shooter.
Well, I'm not even just talking about threes. He's essentially a point guard in a big man's body.
Like a Dirk Nowitzki perimeter shooter.
Okay.
Like not even just shooting, ball handling and playmaking. Like Shaq can't do nothing with that. So offensively in general, yes. If you watch the Nuggets, he could take the ball up the court.
He facilitates the ball. And actually a very great passer.
Great passer. I'm not
great passer.
When I say ball handling, excuse me, yes, he definitely can pass the ball. That is phenomenal. When I mean ball handling, I'm talking about, does he have a bag like a? Let's see, what big man really has a bag?
Well, I'm not saying he has a bag.
He has a special ed kid's bag. His bag is special.
Special egg.
You know what I mean? Like he got a bag, and you're not stopping it, but it looks crazy.
Well, Jokic could get on the fast break. Jokic could run your offense. Like that's what I mean. What do you mean?
He can run.
No, I mean he pushes the pace.
Okay.
Yeah, he pushes the pace. Like if he gets the ball off the glass, he can take it up. He doesn't necessarily have to give it to anyone. Okay. So I think it's both ways. They wouldn't be able to stop each other. But Tim Duncan, like I said, I mean, obviously, like at the end of the day, we agree. Tim Duncan is still Tim Duncan as of right now.
Okay.
But Jokic is on par with all those guys, in my opinion, in terms of just peak for peak.
The question is, I mean, who's he gonna beat out? I mean, what's next for Jokic? I mean, I know I spoke earlier about Jokic if he has even being the fact that he's gonna be even in MVP contentions next, like if that's even really next for him, because that's ideally what he would really need to do. Individual accolades, he would have to keep thriving and doing what he's doing. Keep maybe doing triple double. Who knows? Maybe he might even pass Russell Westbrook.
I think he will. I don't know about that. But I don't know about that.
The answer to the question, Jokic has not surpassed Tim Duncan yet in his career, as far as we're looking.
My opinion, yeah.
He has not. Okay. And from modern legends to somewhat of a throwback, who has I don't know if you guys have seen it. Have y'all seen those new throwback jerseys?
Yes, sir.
I got a peek at them.
Yeah,
those Minnesota jerseys?
Yeah, tell me about it. And then we got the 76ers jerseys.
Yeah. That's my favorite one right there.
AIs.
One thing I like about the jerseys, I like when you bring these throwback jerseys, it definitely helps you kind of bring back the 90s feel in a sense. So I'm kind of curious. I mean, got the 76ers, the Timberwolves jerseys out right now. They're hot, they're fresh. Tell me, G, what do you think is what does that bring you back to with the 76ers and the Timberwolves?
You know, the jersey in itself brings me back to the AI days, but the players lack completely every sense of talent that you need.
Yo.
So like I really hope Philadelphia turns that thing around. I mean the jerseys, bring me back to that AI days. As far as the Minnesota ones, they don't really hit home as much for me. I'm not a really big fan of those as much. I really like where Minnesota was going with their new gear.
Okay, so you liking which one's your favorite out of the two?
Sixers for sure.
Sixers brings you back to the AI days.
Yeah.
How about you, Armani? What would
Me, obviously, that's past my time, so I didn't get to live with those jerseys. And at the time, except for Minnesota, I got to see that towards the end. But me personally, I'm gonna go with Minnesota. I don't know. It's something about the logo. It's something about those jerseys. I don't know. It hits home for me. I guess it's more nostalgic for me. It's the Minnesota one. So the AI jerseys are fire too. Don't get me wrong. But if I had to choose one, I'll go with the Minnesota
They got a lot
ones.
of different historical jerseys. Obviously,
Yeah.
last season they had the Toronto Raptors one with the bench.
Ooh,
That was
yeah.
fire. I like that.
Facts.
That's personally my favorite, the purples.
Yeah.
I think Utah had a purple jersey. Even Milwaukee's had a
Yup.
purple one. The purple ones honestly give that nostalgic feel.
Yeah, for sure.
What I liked about the Timberwolves though is it brings you back to that Kevin Garnett.
Mm-hmm.
The old Kevin Garnett, where he was really down there dominating Minnesota. He was really the only guy not the only, but one of the only guys that was over there in Minnesota that was kind of clanging and banging, kind of so to speak. So that's what makes you kind of think back a little bit about when it comes to the throwback jerseys and during that time. And you touched a little bit about they don't really have the same feel. It's obviously a different game that they play. Obviously, it's not AI. They're not doing what he was doing back in the day. And a little bit about Philly. It's funny you mentioned they don't have that AI in them right now. Pause. But interesting. You notice that Jared McCain thing that happened? He was benching taking pictures on picture day for the New Jerseys, and
I saw that.
benching
Oh,
2.5
yeah.
pounds. And then like,
Yeah.
right after that, he reported he was injured.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Apparently his thumb UCL sprain or
Yeah.
injury after surgery. And man, that picture did not age well.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you that.
At all.
That's definitely interesting. So,
Imagine getting hurt trying to bench 20 pounds. Like, that's crazy work.
it's definitely something that was to be in question to what's going on over there in
It fits his brand, though.
But we
It
touched
fits.
a little bit about, you mentioned earlier a little about Luka and his weight loss. That's something that we see a
Skinny Luka, baby.
Skinny Luka.
Yes, sir.
Another player we talked about the Pelicans has lost a lot of weight. And I'll put a little bit of light on what's going on with him. But Zion Williamson, currently right now, he's,
Freaky Z, baby.
you know what I'm saying? Whoa, Freaky Z.
That's it. Freaky Z.
That's crackhead Z.
That's cracky.
That might be stripper Z or something.
Stripper Z.
But my point
Freaky
being on
Z.
that is, how y'all feeling? I think this is going to be the year. I mean, he cut down a lot of pounds, and I'm seeing apparently, part of Zion. I have a little bit of context. If part of his 5-year max contract with the Pelicans was the first 2 years were fully guaranteed. The remaining 3 years depended on meeting specific conditions, which include weight limits and game appearances. Now, his deal requires 6 weigh-ins per season to maintain a combined weight and body fat percentage to be below 295. And passing these weigh-ins guarantees 20% of his salary for the next season. So I'm kind of curious what you guys are thinking.
How much weight did he lose?
I don't have how much weight he's losing.
Well,
It just says
it's
he has
okay.
to-
I just want to say that I don't know much about weight loss and how it feels and also physics, but he must feel different walking right now.
Oh, yeah.
He lost a significant amount of pounds.
Can't be.
I don't know if he I think it's like getting hurt, like getting injured almost. Like his game changed a
Right.
slight bit.
Yeah,
Like
Alright.
if you hurt a part of your body, you got to kind of essentially
rehab it back.
Rehab it back.
He's on. I mean, no pun intended. He got to go to rehab. He looked like a crackhead.
He's been in rehab.
Yeah, that's why he
yeah.
looked like
What
that.
do you
Damn.
mean? He's been in rehab since 2019. I mean, the dude came in the draft with John Moran and RJ Barrett, for crying out loud.
Well, hopefully, I mean, yeah, hopefully we see a more athletic, even though he already was slightly, but hopefully we see a more athletic Zion.
Yeah, I can't wait to see him in the preseason just to see like how he reacts to the weight loss, to see if he still has that strength, which to me, that was the best part of his game, was how he was able to body everybody else. So that's going to be big, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be as athletic as he was in high school and college. I just want to make sure he keeps that strength that he had before. Honestly, I have the same concern with Luka, because if you watch the last few years of Luka, he has a better post game than he did when he first came in the NBA. And that's a lot because of, he was a little bigger. He was a little big bone. So we go see how their games adjust after losing the weight that they did, because their games will definitely be different, to say the least, for sure.
Are going to look a little different too. I mean, I'm not too sure. I'll follow up another time to see how DeJounte Murray's doing. I know he was injured over on that team. So I'm curious to see how the dynamic is going to play with DeJounte Murray, Zion Williamson. You got Jose Alvarado off the bench as well.
Herb Jones.
Yeah,
Trey Murphy.
Trey Murphy. So yeah, they got a couple of good pieces that could be potential. And did we mention? We said they were over or under 500. What did y'all say?
I said under.
Under 500. Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited to see. Hopefully, him play a full season would be great, but I'm not yet convinced until, like you said, preseason kind of season. Obviously, I'd like to see poster dunks, but take it easy. Don't do anything too crazy. But hey, if you got to dunk on somebody, do it. Just don't hurt yourself.
Yeah, I think we could see a good Zion, a better Zion, more stats and stuff. But as far as the team is concerned, that they weren't worried about that, and so now they have to start worrying about that portion.
Speaking a little bit about worrying, take a little sidetrack here from basketball. You worried a little bit about what's going on? You heard about what's going on with in Tampa over with Grady Judd? Handling Prime?
That guy is a legend, dude. That guy is
Grady
a
Judd.
legend.
Worried about him?
That he's like the Pope of sheriffs.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I'm not worried actually about him. I'm not a criminal at all, so I don't have anything to worry about. But what I would say is, there's definitely been a lot of pictures that I've seen of him flashing people's jewelry.
Yeah.
Flashing evident guns that he collected from drug sales or drug deals.
I got your chain.
Yeah, he like showed it off. He was like, but no, that guy's a GOAT, dude. I love how his personality. He's transparent with his personality. He puts it up on stage for everybody to see.
Yeah.
Don't hear much controversy as far as negative, other than him doing his job. I mean, if we were to say, in a better world, I wish he was a little bit more conservative with it. But at the end of the day, he's trying to prove a point. That crime pays, and the only person getting paid are cops.
Yeah,
but that was funny, bro. Did you see that?
Yeah, Grady Judd. I know a lot about him because I actually have family that live in Polk County, and I personally lived in Polk County, so I know what he ain't just talking, bro. He walk his talks. Them sheriffs out there do not play, dog.
I would hate to be in front of that guy.
He is not playing, boy.
I don't really want to be caught around when it comes to Grady Judd because I'm not trying to be made an example,
bro. He don't play, bro. He said, if someone break in your house, shoot him dead.
Shoot him. He's
dead.
Not trying to do the paperwork.
Like, he's not playing, bro. So, yeah.
We are in the state of Florida. Some crazy new laws. We're not too sure on just yet. We'll get some clarification.
They change every minute. So.
Facts.
There's gonna be some interesting things over there in that county for sure with Grady Judd. So a little craziness going on over here, but I don't know if you guys caught a little bit of that interview with Michael Porter Jr. Newly acquired over with Brooklyn Nets. He recently stated that he was with the girl that he was dating, and mentioned that he formed an agreement with her that they ended their relationship about 5 or 6 months into a 1-year rent commitment. So give you a little insight on that. Essentially, he promised her that he was going to be paying for her rent, at least half of the rent, because she couldn't find a place that she was able to afford. So he said, I'm going to go ahead and help her out and essentially pay half the rent. How y'all feeling about that?
I mean, I understand where that guy's coming from, man. He's protecting his image. That guy made a promise. He's not trying to, I think it's kind of like.
And Ice Kicker, even if they broke up, he would still maintain.
Which I think they ended up breaking up.
Yeah.
They ended up breaking up. So, it's respectable. He made the agreement prior to the breakup. He knew it was a potential risk. This is one of those things where you weigh out risk, reward. You make your decision based on that. And, when you make your bed, you got to lay in it. So personally, I understand him. I know it's very controversial. Why would you even do that? Why would you even pay for a girl's rent? Why not pay for the whole thing? You just signed a $20 million contract. Interesting that he went half, because I've seen people with less way less money than that, pay the whole rent.
Yeah.
But considering the type of girl he probably went for, I don't see it being a stretch, and I respect him for it. Salute.
Yeah, I would agree. And I think I seen something where he was asking her like, what could she afford? And then whatever she couldn't afford, he'll pay the rest or something like that. Because he wanted to be somewhere, he wanted to be able to pull up too, like, and be comfortable. Because obviously, with him being a celebrity, he can't just pull up anywhere. So I think that also had a big factor, playing into it and paying high for rent. But yeah, I agree with G. Like, he made a commitment and he stuck to it. Like, there's not much more to it. But would I do it? I don't know. Probably not. But I'm in a different tax bracket than he is. So I don't know. But it's respectable.
What you saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I made that kind of money, maybe. But I don't know if I could do that, bro. But hey, it's respectable. It's respectable.
I probably agree with you a little bit. I don't know if I could do it. If I had all the money, I probably would, like you said, I'd pay the full thing. It just makes sense. And the funny thing about it, he said since the breakup, she has asked him for continued financial support, and he quotes, he's open to it, but only monthly and contingent on her behavior.
Yeah.
So basically what he's saying is she gotta act right.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, they don't have any kids together, so I don't know what necessarily she has to act right on. You're getting free money, man. You're getting free money.
Let me ask you this though. Because you say you'll pay the full thing if you made that much. Even after you break up, would you keep paying the whole thing?
Yeah, if I committed to it, yeah, though.
That's what I'm saying.
If I said I was, yeah.
Committed to a year. She asked for after the fact to be continually financially supported.
Oh well, maybe there's something there going on.
But there's context though, because she can't afford it in the first place. He the one who said, "I want us."
You could have moved out after the year.
Yeah,
you could have.
Oh yeah, after the year for sure. Yeah.
And it's not like she didn't know. It was a year contract that was made, and 5 to 6 months into the contract, they broke up. So you telling me she had time to know that she was going to be out and needed to be looking for a place?
Yeah.
She didn't do that. Instead, she what?
Yeah.
Continue to ask. I don't know about
so
you,
now we're
like
now we're gonna make it contingent on your behavior. So I think that's fair.
I'm gonna need to make sure that I get your report if you're showing up to work. I need to make sure that whatever work or job that you are doing, that you are A1 at all times. Like, you need to be more than an actor.
You might as well put an air tag in her bag, my boy. At that point, that's what I'm saying.
Now we're kind of getting into the privacy portion.
Nah, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Yeah. No
I'm
air
joking.
tags on my point. I mean, a little bit of controversy that I wanted to talk about, and we're gonna kind of like dial in a little bit here. I don't know if you guys have seen or heard. Obviously, you know the world, the country that we live in, the U.S. Have you seen a little bit about Jimmy Kimmel and his suspension and the controversy? Obviously, he said some things about Charlie Kirk, R.I.P. And some people didn't like it, and he received. And I'll tell you, kind of keep you up to speed here. Essentially, he was suspended for about a week. He's come back now since then. Since he's come back, he's actually quadrupled in views. So my question I gotta ask you guys: do you think this is an attack on free speech, or is this justified action, by the president?
I've always had this strong belief: freedom of speech ain't free from consequence or repercussions. So I personally feel like, you have the right to say what you want. You just can't control the outcome of what happens when you say what you want. We saw it, may he rest in peace, with Charlie Kirk. I personally didn't know of him or know what he was saying that was controversial enough to talk on his behalf. But what I would say from an objective standpoint is that when you push the needle too much with the freedom of speech, you have to be aware of the repercussion that could come with. Yeah, the consequences. And so with Jimmy Kimmel, I think he's been in the game for a while. What I find unfair is that he's a comedian, so I feel like he should have a right to joke about things. He didn't joke. I watched the clip. He didn't joke about the Charlie Kirk situation. He was joking more on Donald Trump. But if you want to get on the political aspect of it, that the networks are ran, and every year or every few years they have elections, and for approval for what approval network gets or what network gets approved for a certain time frame. And so with that, it does become very political to where the government does have a say. And again, I don't know too much as far as to say where they have a play. I just know that there's some sort of restriction that these network companies have to abide by. And if not, they just pull the plug on people.
Right.
So, yeah, I think it's unfair because he's a comedian. But I understand the consequences of freedom of speech.
Yeah, I think it's, frankly, I think they did too much, to be honest with you. Like you said, he's a comedian. That's his job. I don't think people essentially cancel others that make jokes who's on the other side. So I believe if you're going to allow certain people to make controversial jokes that have to deal with politics or the president or whatever the case may be, then it should be the same way for the other side.
Correct.
So I think, politics, it's a little dicey because both sides, in my opinion, can get hypocritical. So I feel like in this case, canceling him and not canceling the other side is hypocritical, essentially. And I just don't agree with it. Now, when it comes to Charlie Kirk, did I agree with what he said? Most of the time, no. But at the same time, he wasn't joking on Charlie Kirk, like you say. He was joking on the president. And again, it's free speech. So he should have the right to make jokes about it and do his job without getting canceled and getting his show canceled. So that's my take on it.
Yeah.
No, and I agree with you guys in that take, and I got a lot to say on this portion itself. But I mean, you say dicey when it comes to politics. Politics is definitely dicey, but at the end of the day, all it really is it's essentially we are a people that are trying to strive to be better. And at the end of the day, I feel like we've invented these laws, the amendments that we have, but we tend to step on these amendments, and they always tend to get stepped on when it comes to, well, where does the law stop for me? You know, when you're stepping on what's mine, or is it when I'm stepping on yours? There's a lot of who's stepping on what, who's doing this, who's moving where. That's being said, and personally, my take on it, I mean, it's the right to free speech, and for you to essentially say, all right, well, you're the president, and not take a shot at the person that's in that to Donald Trump, but essentially the person that's in the seat that's supposed to be, commander in chief. You're supposed to, at one point, you're supposed to set an example. What happened to that? If you were in a specific figure, you set an example, and I feel like the example he said is like you're kind of punishing someone for, in a sense, speaking their mind or speaking what they wanted to say.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of in a sense, bullying. I think we always pride so much about how we don't want to bully people. Yet, that's another topic, but we bully others. And I feel like, power was used. I feel like feelings, probably got hurt, but at the end of the day, like you mentioned, he's a comedian.
Yeah, that's his job.
If that's the case, you might as well lock up Kevin Hart and Cat Williams for everything that they said that might be controversial. I mean, it's literally the right to free speech. I don't understand why, and that's probably exactly why Disney decided to, aside from the FCC and all the other things that came into play with it, you got to figure that if you give the people something to watch and you put that out there, a tool for them to use, and you say they have the right to use it and they utilize it, you can't trample all over them just because now they're using it and they're being hurt.
Not only that, but how are you going to push consequences on someone when you did that exact thing to the previous president? Because people don't forget when our previous president, Joe Biden, was having those, mental issues.
Falling off the bike.
He was joking on him. Yeah, falling off the bike, eating the ice cream and stuff. Like, he was joking on that. So when it happens to you, now you're trying to cancel people. It's wrong. It sets a bad precedent,
It's a little bit of your pride and ego that gets hurt. And I mean, you get it. We're all human beings. We get it. Pride can get hurt, but I feel like in a person of that particular stature, in that particular office,
right? It's a bad example.
It's not a really good example, honestly, in my opinion. But anyways, Jimmy Kimmel, he's back now. Views went up. Looking good. I'm sure there's gonna be some more controversy that comes into play with it. But I'm curious. I just wanted to hear you guys' part of that. And obviously, fans as well, views. Obviously, I want you guys to let us know what you kind of think about that. Do you feel like he voided his right with the free speech, or do you think that it was justified that he deserved to kind of be suspended so he can kind of get taught a lesson?
Right.
I'm curious to hear what you guys think. But I mean, outside of that, guys, I mean, that is a bit of a wrap.
Yes, sir.
You know, I don't got any shots to take out there. Bucks not gonna make it. But other than that, I think we're pretty good. You know, I think that's good for episode 3.
It was a solid episode.
Mhm.
Definitely love the takes.
Yes, sir.
Love it again. I'm Khalil. You know, we got Jeremy over here.
Yes,
and
sir.
I guess Armand.
I guess.
No,
Yo!
our
Our guest.
our-